I still remember the afternoon sunlight spilling through the dusty windows of the post office. The line stretched out the door, winding back and forth like a slow-moving snake. People shifted on their feet, sighing, checking their watches, scrolling through their phones. And then there was him. A man in work boots. Mud dried into the cracks of the leather. His jeans were frayed at the knees, his shirt faded at the collar. His hands, they caught my attention first. Large, callous, scarred. Not the kind of hands that typed emails or shuffled papers. These were hands that lifted, carried, built, broke, and started again. He held a single envelope, nothing else. Just that envelope, folded at the edges from being handled too many times. He kept smoothing it with his palm, like someone rehearsing words before speaking them aloud. The line moved slowly. People huffed and rolled their eyes. One woman muttered about being late for a meeting. A man ahead of me kept glancing at the clock, shaking his head like every minute stolen was an injustice. But this man, he waited, quiet, patient. He didn't tap his foot. He didn't check his phone. He didn't even look around. His whole focus was on that envelope. When it was finally his turn, he stepped forward like someone crossing a threshold he had been dreading. He placed the envelope on the counter gently, almost reverently, like it contained something fragile. The clerk opened it. Inside were bills, small ones mostly. Worn, crumpled, folded flat as if they had been saved over time. I could see how carefully he had stacked them, smoothed them, counted them again and again. His voice was low, almost embarrassed. "It's for my daughter," he said. "Tuition?" The words barely reached over the counter, but they reached me. And suddenly the whole room, the size, the impatience, the frustration, felt so small compared to that one moment. Because here was a man who had given his body to labor, who had endured long hours and weary mornings, and all of it was for someone else's future. He didn't complain about the line. He didn't resent the wait. He stood there with quiet dignity because the envelope in his hand mattered more than his time, his comfort, his pride. I walked out of that post office thinking about my own complaints, the little inconveniences I make too big. And I realized something that's never left me. Kindness isn't always a grand gesture. It isn't always noticed or applauded or even remembered. Sometimes kindness is a father waiting his turn in silence, clutching a stack of worn bills, determined to give his child a chance he never had. That memory has stayed with me not as a dramatic story, but as a quiet, permanent reminder of what love really looks like when it takes shape in sacrifice. Comment yes if you believe real love is measured in what we give, not what we keep. Share this story and subscribe. Let's remind the world that kindness still exists.